Surrealist Dinner Party was published in 2021 by Resonum, designed by Mary Flanagan and Max Seidman. It was illustrated by Virginia Morey. Resonum provided this in exchange for an honest review. 2 to 4 players host a 6-course dinner party for famous artists. The goal is to satisfy your guests and be the best host. A course features wine, food, and/or dessert. The reference outlines how many tokens go on the platter for each course, as well as player actions. A course ends when the last token is taken from the platter. After that, set out the next course. The table allows up to 3 guests per player at a time. Guests have a mix of appetites to satisfy. The simplest way is taking meal tokens from the platter. For many guests, this isn't enough. They crave drama and/or compliments to spice up their evening. Send these from the kitchen to one of your guests and a neighboring one. Guests have one of 3 ability types: plate, door, or ongoing. Once per round, you may activate all seated guests' plate abilities. Door abilities activate when a guest is sent home. Ongoing abilities are contextual. Instead of adding tokens, you can seat a new guest or send one home. When sending a guest home, take each matching token for your stash, return non-matching tokens to the kitchen. That's the basic game. I'll talk about a few advanced variants later in my review. After the final dessert token is taken, the game ends. Each stash token is worth 1 point. The most points wins. To break it down, seek guests, satisfy their appetites, and cause some friendly drama. That's Surrealist Dinner Party. Our games of Surrealist Dinner Party, including Setup and Takedown, have averaged 10 to 15 minutes per player. Even your learning game can be played on a weeknight. You can play this wherever you eat and/or play typical card games. Play areas are the size of a dinner plate, and the center platter is tiny. An experienced 6 or 7-year-old gamer could try this if you leave out the abilities. With them, not to mention planning for the resource scarcity, I think 8 or 9-year-old gamers will be the most competitive. I prefer this game with 4 players. It's an extra person to affect the platter, and not every compliment or drama action will involve every player. You also get to see more guest abilities, which is fun. Surrealist Dinner Party's cards are beautifully illustrated, have a clean layout, and are easy to read. The muted colors allow the appetites to stand out better. I'm glad tarot cards are used. There's plenty of space for the tokens without game space being too crowded. A small nitpick is the white faces are hard to see on compliment tokens. Also, I prefer if all players had their own reference menu, or drop the theme and just give us folded references so the information is always visible. The small box and play area, approachable rules, and quick gameplay mean you can bring this with you to school or work for lunch breaks. There's essentially no downtime. Despite only having a few actions to choose from, decision complexity is high because you can affect your guests and your opponents' and move towards the finish. The end can sneak up on you if you aren't careful, so your strategy may need to be adjusted depending on game state. The menu is fixed, meaning token availability is always the same. Not all guest cards are used in a game, so there's randomness there. I prefer the drafting variant so I can build my strategy rather than be stuck with cards that don't work as well together. Guest placement is where things get interesting, adding this to game's replay value. It's fun to figure out when and where a card should be played against what it will be out, and what neighboring cards could benefit me. The theme is very interesting. The course mechanics and limited guest seating feels like a dinner party. Guests could go, and each person has unique wants. Drinks come first, then main course and dessert at the end. A guest's location affects how much they enjoyed the party. A single token type available for each course, except digestifs, makes you weigh their importance and create scarcity. The surrealism comes through not only in the art, but in the abilities. I love the passive-aggressive player interaction. If an opponent's guest is almost perfectly content, send them an unwanted compliment. The punishment is rather low, but its frequency could turn people off. As mentioned, player choices influence how quickly the course is passed, which can vary game length a bit. The game never dragged or took too long. Even when teaching grammar, the length kept its average of 10 to 15 minutes per player. There's an included module, Faux Pas cards. These minor public goals award tokens to the first player to achieve them. You're given 2 at the start and may put one out, or both for everyone to race for. These are decent, but can create a large scoring gap, putting a runaway leader out of reach. I'm fine not using these in future games. One last thing. For those wishing to learn a bit more about surrealism and featured artists, this comes with a cool booklet. It's not super in-depth, but I appreciate Resonum including this. Surrealist Dinner Party brings together a few mechanisms: press your luck, set collection, hand management, plus a draft if you want more control, into a quick and clever card game. I've never been to a fancy dinner party, but think the theme still makes sense. People have their own tastes, compliments can be legit or seem passive-aggressive, and there's almost always drama. I really like this game. If you enjoy quick, light brain burners with a bit of nastiness, plus a fun and unusual theme, I think you'll enjoy it as well.